Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. It is Friday.
Yay! Yeah, it is.
It's this dark room. I don't have a lot of light. I don't get much
No.
sunshine. If I try to escape, I get swatted with a newspaper. It's just here I sit, you know.
Uh-huh.
So the days they kind of run together. I'm not sure.
Right.
Could it be Saturday? It might be Tuesday. I just don't know.
But you know what? You are a huge beam of human sunshine.
Is that what it is? God, look at me.
A ray of light across Muskegon and the greater Twin Lakes area.
You've nailed it.
That's just, yes.
That's me. Everywhere I go, I'm just oozing sunshine.
Absolutely. Oozing. Good word.
I've got unicorns and rainbows flying up my butt.
Yes.
That's
100. Keeping it 100.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Being 52 sucks. I'm just.
What really? See, you don't like it. See, I'm going to be 51 here in less than 2 months, and I'm looking forward to it. I really have, I've embraced aging in a way I never thought I would, and it's been a lot better than I thought.
Yeah,
it really has been.
I don't know what it is. I'm just I'm in a funk. It's just a grind.
You know what?
I'm not coming up with an awful lot of reward for everything. And I know I've got it better than 99.9% of the people on earth. I get that. I'm not unthankful. I'm not ungrateful. I'm not thumbing my nose at good fortune at all.
I totally get what you're saying, Noah.
I
know why.
So 2 weeks ago, I go to see the psychologist because when I went to Mayo, they wanted me to go see they call it cognitive behavioral therapy. Basically,
yes,
it's
great.
Like,
This is
get out
great
of your
stuff.
own way is what they tell you to do.
Yes,
and
100%.
she tells me a couple weeks ago. She says, "What do you do for how she put it? Self-care,
enjoyment." Okay.
Self-care. Yeah, and enjoyment would fall into that line too, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Literally could not come up with words for an answer. I didn't even know where to start to answer that question.
Because you don't really take care of yourself. If you're being honest,
I'm being honest. I mean,
yourself,
how much more honest can I be? I mean, and then so yesterday I go back and I ask again. I said, I've been stuck on this idea of self-care. I can't answer that. I don't know what to do or say or how do I define what self-care is? And she's like, well, that's a broad term. Oh, good.
It is.
So,
well, there are
let's
a
make
lot
that
of
even,
different ways.
Well, I get it, right? So still, again, I'm going, okay, what is self-care? Is it riding around on a tractor? Is it, to me, self-care is taking care of somebody else, making sure that they're up on their own.
That's not what
that's what feels good to me, right?
That's good. No, that's a good. See, that's a part of you that you have that more people need to focus on other people to kind of make your. This is something my mom's done for almost 87 years now. Makes her life about other people, and that's great.
Yeah.
But she also takes care of herself too. And I'm just talking because you've experienced a lot of, especially the past couple of years, you've experienced some health issues. You've had, right and left things coming at you. And that's not gonna just affect you physically. That affects you mentally, emotionally, psychologically too.
Yeah.
Because if you don't physically feel good, it's hard to feel good mentally too. So, you just whatever they're telling you to do, I would just try and do those things.
I am.
Whatever it is.
It's one of these deals where it's like, all right, what do you do for self-care? I don't know.
Well, there's something you can do for that you don't want to do, and it's hard to do, and it's hard for a lot of people to do. I hate it. Got to exercise.
No.
You'd have I do. I'm telling you right there, you don't.
I went up and down the steps.
It's okay. There you go.
I did.
And we laugh about it. We joke about it. But if you can get yourself feeling physically good and just start doing that, it would, all that stuff. And nobody hates it. I effing hate it. I made myself do it yesterday. and I wasn't going to. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I was angry at myself all the way getting up there and getting through it. Then when I got done, I'm like, you feel a sense of accomplishment
No.
even after you've done, even if you've been already been productive, because you could easily, and you can, and this is something that's easier for you to do the most as far as not doing it, because you're like, I'm already doing this, and this. I'm doing good things for people. I'm getting this information out, and that's all true. That's all well and good stuff. So it's really easy for you to go, you know what? Screw me, screw my feelings, screw. But it really is something that would make you feel better physically and mentally if you got on that. And it's not too late for you to do that.
Okay. Well,
But
duly
I
noted.
mean, there you go.
Yeah. Not gonna. I'm not
Not
gonna
good to
go.
do. Okay.
Not gonna go rushing for a treadmill. No.
Okay.
Um. I just don't know.
It's a pain in the it's a pain in the ass, but there are other things, and especially walk. Here's the thing, like I said, walking is the easiest thing, and it has monumental benefits.
I walked right
Just
in
doing
here
a little
today.
bit of it, 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay, do 10, 11 minutes, go out for a 10-minute walk, time yourself today.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Go out, walk around for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Doesn't matter the pace, just do it.
You got it.
Make yourself do it one day.
As soon as we get
and
done
see
with
what
this,
happens.
I'm gonna go out and walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or take a nap on the couch, whatever.
That's another thought too, right?
Maybe take more naps. I try and squeeze those in too. All right, ready to get into this?
What's going on? What's going on weekend? Anything good?
Weekend. Oh yeah, this afternoon I've got the Home and Garden Show.
Ooh.
Putting in an appearance with the morning team out there, because I rarely, and when I say rarely, I never do anything
Right.
outside of the station. That's always kind of been my mindset. I'm not getting paid. I don't do it.
Right.
Bottom line. And I said, I'll do this. This is good, to get out and meet the viewers and stuff. And that's cool. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. So,
That's cool.
that'll be nice. Then I'm picking up Max later this afternoon, and we'll hang out this weekend and do our thing, watching movies.
What time is the Home and Garden Show thing?
I think we're gonna be there like 12:30 to 2.
Okay. Well, what if I were to stand off in the distance and kind of be that weirdo fan that?
Hey, go ahead. You could be that. Go ahead.
Would you like
Come
that?
on down.
I can stand
I'm
there
cool
like,
with it.
Hey, Dave, can I have an autograph?
But yeah, I would never autograph anything for it, because
you
seriously,
would. I'd be like
no,
this.
I won't. I
Hey,
don't. That would be.
autograph my chest.
First of all, that's a weird. I am not that. It doesn't make sense to me why anybody would want that.
Well, you get it
from
tattooed
somebody's.
afterwards. They sign it, and then you
Well, a
get a
tattoo I totally get.
Yeah, that's
I
what
totally
do.
get a tattoo of, like, my face or something.
Mm.
That's fine.
Okay.
I totally understand, but just writing my name now, I don't understand.
All right. Well, have fun at the Home and Garden Show. That'll be awesome.
Again, should be lots of fun.
If you happen to see Rick Weist,
yes,
give him
absolutely.
My best. All right.
100%.
All right, roll some news, man.
All right, let's do this. It was a good day on Wall Street Thursday. The Dow shot up 341 points to close over 33,000 at 33,003. This comes on the heels of 4 straight weeks of losses. A surge in labor costs and a pullback on jobless claims are pointing to yet another hike in interest rates. The Fed is expecting another 0.25% rate hike in the coming days. So you want to do what you can to get your debt down, because it's going to take even longer if you're making minimum payments. And I know I've made minimum payments on things over the years. You feel like you're never getting out of it.
I know.
Even if I don't have a huge amount of debt.
No.
But I also don't have a huge amount of income.
Right.
So you constantly feel like you're running. It's like being on a treadmill. It's like you're running in place and going nowhere.
I get it.
So that's the vibe. Anyway, I hate doing this next story. This is dark, but it's something that isn't talked about enough and needs to be talked about. So we're going to do this. The mayor of College Park, Maryland, has resigned after being arrested on not 1, not 2, not 10, not 20, not 40.
What?
56 counts of child pornography. Patrick Wojahn has served as the mayor of College Park since 2015. City officials say they are shocked and disturbed by the charges. I should reiterate or acknowledge, hasn't been found guilty yet. That's a lot of charges, though, and it's one of those things. I did a little digging. It's hard to come up with these statistics and try, because we talk a lot, because kids are talked about a lot in terms of like school shootings and because those are horrific, they're awful, and we all know that. And everybody says, yeah, something's got to be done about this. That 5,000 kids, around 5,000 kids get shot a year. Astronaut, horrible number, right?
Yep.
According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 65,000 children sexually abused annually.
Ugh.
It's one of those things that it's hard to talk about why this type of thing, which affects me, because kids who become abused, when they're abused, they go, I mean, it's the same with adults get abused.
Yeah.
They go on to become abusers themselves. So, and then it just gets more and more awful. It's a cycle, and we've had our friend Annie Donowald talk about trafficking.
Yep.
But this is not, and you occasionally will hear about, like these child sex rings getting found out and getting prosecuted, all these kids being rescued, but it doesn't really doesn't get the coverage for it. And it's puzzling to me. And we've also talked about conspiracy theories, because here's the thing is, we talked Pizzagate, you've talked about that, debunked, obviously, and QAnon and all that stuff. But the thing is, if any of those things ended up being true, they weren't true, obviously, but if they were, would you be surprised? When you think about how prevalent this really is, and how evil, awful, and horrible human beings and people in power, I mean, Epstein's Island.
Yep.
This is what's interesting about that story. Ghislaine Maxwell's in prison, right? For trafficking to apparently nobody. Who is she trafficking to?
I get it. But
we don't know.
Here's where the problem lies. All right, so you get these one-off gigantic examples like Epstein's Island.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. Terrible.
Horrific.
Most of this stuff is all within a family. Most of this
That's
stuff
true too.
may have happened within a church. Most of this stuff is all swept under the rug because of the guilt and shame attached to all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so nobody wants any of this talked about because Uncle George or whoever happened to be the perpetrator. That's why it's such a big hush-hush problem. And that's why nobody wants to really rip the wounds off and talk about the reality of trafficking and abuse, because it's always so close to home.
Oh, I think that's definitely a part of it. But
Second of all,
and it's probably the biggest part of it.
Is
I
the
would say you're probably
sensationalism
right
of this whole thing is that this trafficking business does not start off like what we've seen in Taken. And we've known that too.
Right.
Nobody's chasing your kid around Walmart, trying to throw them in the back of a van and then run off with them to some faraway island and do that. We've seen it in the movies. The Epstein case is 1 in a billion, and the reality of it is that it's generally close to home. Nobody wants to admit, and that's why it's so quiet. And you're right. Abusers turn into abusers. And it's a terrible thing. And here's another thing to think about. This mayor guy that got arrested, from what I know, when it gets into these kind of child porn cases, and he's got 50 or 60 different examples of this on his thing, he's file swapping. He's not just going to Twitter or whatever you can get your run-of-the-mill X-rated content online from. This is trading it through file swapping.
Right.
So he's got this all on his computer from not going to a website that's published with this kind of trash on it. Which, by the way, I know Twitter is your playground. I spent another 15 minutes yesterday just trying to delete gay porn sites. Unbelievable.
Again, dude. This
and
goes
how is
back
that freedom
to
of speech?
Following and dude,
I'm not.
This is on you because
it's not.
You refollowed these people actually because you didn't pay attention to who was following you. People would follow you, and you don't automatically follow somebody else back. That's why. So that's in the algorithm. So that's why it's frustrating because you did because we talked about this. Like, why am I getting all this? It's like you can't just automatically follow somebody back.
I don't.
That's why
I haven't
you
followed
did.
anybody in years on Twitter.
It's been a while, but you were initially, because you have more followers than I do, and you also follow a lot more people than I do.
Just
so
garbage.
But it's just, yes, that is garbage. But the problem is the algorithm. That's part of it. Oh, this is what Andy wants, because Andy followed this person.
If Andy blocks a dozen of them in 15 minutes, maybe that algorithm should pick up on.
How many people do you follow right now? If you looked on your Twitter, is it more than 2,000 or 3,000? And I bet you probably still have about 100 of them that are
2615.
It's okay, so over 2,000. So there's probably a couple hundred still in there somewhere.
Awful.
But you don't want to, but again,
Awful.
and it's frustrating.
That,
and it's awful.
You know what? That's no different
that's
than putting porn on network TV. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if
it's not even on my. Anyway, next story.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah,
I get it.
Well, again, allegedly, we don't know. Allegedly. Well, again, because I would like to do that. Because there is. When you get 56 counts, though, it's just it's so gross. You have to say alleged because he hasn't been convicted yet.
Of course, right?
Okay. So we throw that in. I'm trying to be as professional as I get.
Well, thank you for that.
But anyway, yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting, and anyway, finally. Let's end on a positive note. The Lakeshore Arts Festival, organizing a summer exhibit in downtown Muskegon. Those artists 18 and up are invited to apply for the festival by March 22nd. Displays will be shown all around the downtown area on June the 24th. It's a great opportunity for local artists to showcase their talent. I like stuff like this because
I do too.
You got a lot of talent on the Lakeshore that, let's see what you got. Break it out. And
I've got our entry.
I'm not an art connoisseur, but I think this is cool.
I've got our entry in for interpretive dance.
Oh.
We're going to do the Air Supply thing this year.
Awesome. Hey, I'm all in on Air
Andy
Supply,
and Dave
man.
will be on the Olthoff stage
there you go.
doing our interpretive dance to I'm All Out of Love from Air Supply.
Absolutely.
Like this. I'm all out of love. I can't live without you.
I'm so lost without you.
Oh, whatever. Who cares?
Dude, you got to don't F up Air Supply lyrics. That's upsetting. Sports! As I predicted, Michigan goes down. They blow a 7-point lead with under 2 minutes to play in overtime. They fall at Illinois in double OT, 91-87. They got to try and beat Indiana on Sunday in Hoosierland. That ain't happening.
Well, it's going
to enjoy the NIT. Michigan State, the Ohio State, Breslin Center. MSU wraps up the regular season on Saturday. They've already got their tickets pretty much punched to the dance. So that game tips off at noon. That's sports.
Right. It is. It takes a villain for 1,200 again today, and this one's going to be tough. This one's going to be a ball breaker. Are you ready?
Okay.
He's ready to break my balls. He's the non-human villain in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Really? You're going to set it on a tee and just let me knock it out of the park?
You don't know.
Hal.
Oh, you got it. I didn't think you'd know this one. Hal what?
Booyah! And the other character was Dave.
Hal what?
Dave.
Hal had a last name.
He was Hal the computer. He was Hal the computer. He's Hal.
Nope.
I got it.
Nope.
It's Hal.
All right.
No. Of course
Hal 9000.
Hal 9000. Hal.
Okay. Hey, you want to take the easy ride? I'll give it to you. Whatever.
I want the easy ride. You didn't know this? You know what? You know what's funny? I've never seen that entire movie. It's from 1968. It's very slow moving. I do want to watch it now because we're kind of starting to get into that with the AI stuff and the chat GPT and
I know.
deep fakes. It's next level.
All right, deep fake. Go have yourself a great time at the incredible Home and Garden Show. I hope you enjoy all the petunias and flowers and everything else.
Yes, lawnmowers and such.
We'll plan on seeing you back here Monday.
Yeah, I think my mom needs a new shovel. Maybe I'll pick one up for her.
Yeah, maybe you could use that.
She's almost 87.
I know,
No, she's almost 87. She's got to learn to lift with the legs.
That's right.
With the legs, not the back, Mom.
Later.
See ya!
Happy Friday, Muskegon. It looks like a snowstorm will barely miss us, so let's look at your forecast brought to you by Trendy Health. Your Friday and weekend weather headlines show a snowstorm will just clip Muskegon as the heaviest snow will stay to the southeast of us. And then after that moves through, we will have a dry and partially sunny weekend, thankfully, before more rain arrives on Monday. Now, temperature-wise today, we will be in the upper 30s, so pretty warm actually for snowfall. So like I said, any snow that does fall will be very wet and very heavy, but like I said, the heaviest snow, thankfully, will be dodging us. So let's see how it will shape up on the future radar. This is 4 p.m. when Muskegon may start to see some mixed rain and snow, but mostly just heavy snow. And then you can see if you're traveling toward Kalamazoo, Jackson, or Lansing, you will likely run into very heavy snowfall rates. So if you have any plans down to the south, I would cancel them if at all possible. And then by 7 p.m. you can see heavy snow is expected from Lansing, Kalamazoo, Jackson, all the way toward Detroit. So like I said, any evening plans you have over there throughout Friday, definitely cancel those because you will be traveling through very heavy snowfall, so road conditions will be very poor. But back here in Muskegon, you can see we'll be on the very edge of that snowstorm, so we will only pick up a dusting up to an inch, if that. And then by 10 p.m., all of that will shift to the east as a snowstorm moves out of Muskegon County and also western Michigan as it continues to move eastward. So here's the chance of seeing 4 inches or more of snow. Muskegon, I think, is even too high at 33% chance. We're probably closer more towards 10% or so. Meanwhile, Kalamazoo, Lansing, Jackson, and all the way to Flint and Detroit have nearly a 90 to 100% chance. So like I said, if you're traveling in that direction for Friday evening, definitely cancel those plans if at all possible. So my snowfall forecast has Muskegon getting less than an inch of snow. So basically anywhere northwest of Grand Rapids will not get much snow, if at any. And then Grand Rapids, somewhere in 1 to 3 inches, same thing as Holland. South Haven, Hastings, and Portland, 3 to 6 inches. And then anywhere south of that, like Lansing, Kalamazoo, and Jackson, will pick up 6 to 10 inches of snow, with maybe isolated amounts toward Jackson and Camden, maybe exceeding a foot. So for your Friday, like I said, we'll be on the very edge of that snowstorm with a high of 38 and a low of 30 as the snow will quickly wrap up right around 9 p.m. or so. And then thankfully, by the time we get to the weekend, highs will be in the 40s, which will melt any of the snow that we do see throughout the day on Friday, with a few chances of rain Saturday evening as well. And then more rain will arrive on Monday with a high of 48. We'll cool down after that with another chance of snow the following Thursday. And that's your Friday and weekend forecast brought to you by Trendy Health on the Muskegon channel and Nimco Woods Weather. And I will see you again March 13th after my trip to Fort Myers.